Hi everyone, welcome back to the Geordie Review. And Newcastle United are going to Wembley. No, it's not for Tottenham Hotspur away, like we had a couple of times under Rafa Benitez. It's not for a Championship playoff final. It's not even for an FA Cup semi-final. It's for an actual cup final, the Carabao Cup final. We beat Southampton 2-1 last night, 3-1 on aggregate. Best night of my life so far, man. Yes, it tops even Angie Makachkala in the Europa League in 2013. I just cannot believe it, man. We're first cup final in 24 years. And it looks like we'll be playing the same team that beat us in 1999 in the FA Cup final in Manchester United. Obviously, I'm recording this before kick-off, but they did win the first leg 3-0 against Forest. And you can't see Forest coming back at Old Trafford. But, looking at the starting 11, Eddie Howe went with the same side yet again. I was hoping Isak and ASM would start, but he went with the same side. We might have to bring ASM in out wide, or Gordon out wide after he signed, and then put Joe Linton into the midfield because Bruno did get a red card, which will come on. Darlow was named on the bench before he was allowed to complete his loan move to Hull. I don't know where Karius is, but I think we just wanted to make sure none of our keepers would get any serious injuries, and obviously Dubravka's been cup tied because he played for Man United against Villa and Burnley. But we took lead quite early on. Trippier gave it to Longstaff. He took a touch and then just fired it in for 1-0. We already had Dan Burn scoring against Leicester in the quarterfinals. This time it was Longstaff, another local lad, that opened the scoring. He should have had another soon afterwards. A cross came in, he put it wide. But then we did make it 2-0 soon afterwards. 20 minutes into the game, Willock does really well with his run, then gives it to Almiron. First time cross into Longstaff, 2-0. He has his second. We're 3-0 up on aggregate. We're in dreamland. But even then, I was pretty nervous. Maybe it's just because it's Newcastle United, really. And not used to be going into a game with a 1-goal advantage. I think the last time I had this was against a goal at any advantage is at Alkmaar in the UEFA Cup in 2007. 4-2 up from the first leg at St James, but then we lost 2-0 and went out on away goals. And in the Europa League in 2013, 2012-13 season would usually, well, apart from Benfica when we went out, would usually draw the first leg, win the second leg 1-0. But we're 3-0 up on aggregate until Southampton got a goal back. The first goal we conceded at St James's Park since October, when Tony scored the penalty for Brentford. Willock gave the ball away. His pass just didn't find Bruno. And Che Adams just got onto it. That was a cracking strike into the bottom corner. Southampton, they had one back, but even though they still needed 2 goals, I was definitely nervous in case they'd get another goal. Second half, Longstaff could have completed a hat-trick. He had a shot. Well, actually, there was a Peels fan ball. But Longstaff had a shot which was saved well by Gazupu, or however you pronounce whoever the Southampton keeper was last night. Apologies if I've mispronounced his name. He also saved up the fault from Isak. ASM had a shot which unfortunately deflected into the ground. It was caught by him. Keeper Armstrong had a brilliant chance though to get for Southampton. He had a goal disallowed by VAR last week. I mean, when it went in, you're thinking, had to be him, the former lad. But like Mitrovic, it got for Fulham recently. It got chalked off, but Armstrong, he beat the offside trap, which he did well too, but he probably should have done better. That said, very good save from Nick Pope. But then we went down to 10 men. Southampton broke. Bruno brought one of the players down. I can't remember who it was. Referee initially gave a yellow card, but then VAR told him to check the monitor, and Bruno was sent off. I wasn't too sure first look at the replay while sitting, but looking back, I've had a better view, and yeah, it was a red card. I think though he just misses league games: West Ham, Bournemouth, Liverpool. I'd rather he miss those games than the final. I mean, just a typical look. You know, we've let Shelvey go because we've got a good offer from Nottingham Forest late in the window. And then Bruno gets himself sent off. Hopefully Longstaff will do well at number 6. I mean, that's who I'd probably be playing there. Then Willock and Joe Linton ahead of him in the midfield. Out wide, ASM or Anthony Gordon against West Ham on Saturday. And you're just fearing, oh no, Southampton are going to get the 2 goals they need. We'll have to play another 30 minutes extra time and they'll get through, knowing our luck. But thankfully, they didn't manage to find a goal. Bruno, actually, before he got sent off, did have a shot. Did come close to killing off the tie, but his shot went just wide. We managed to hold on for a 2-1 win, 3-1 on aggregate, and that's our place in the final on the 26th of February. Sealed. So my opinion on how tickets should be allocated by the club. Obviously they're just waiting, I think, for information from Wembley. They'll have to wait for the Man United Nottingham Forest tie, the second leg, to be played tonight. We know Man United, it's almost certain they'll get through. As I said, I'm recording this just before they play the match. But obviously they want to know how many tickets we're going to get allocated. Sponsors get a lot. I'm hoping there's not far too much for sponsors, because that seems to happen a lot in football. But in my opinion, I would say if we get enough for all season ticket holders at the club, I would let them have like 1 ticket each, give them a window to buy a ticket. I mean, it might be an allocated seat. Or some people might choose a category just to, better view, or cheaper area. We'll have to see when the ticket prices come out. But this is just some stuff I've been seeing today from last year's final price tickets, I think. And then if there's tickets left after all that, then give members a chance, probably based on loyalty points. But then again, I don't think I'll be bringing loyalty points in straight away, because we're getting a lot more tickets for this game than what we would usually do for like away days. But hopefully I can get one. Probably travel down by coach, it'll be cheaper than the train. Potentially make a day of it in London. But I mean, my bank account, I definitely worry for that if I do get a ticket, because London prices are a lot more expensive than what they are up in Newcastle. But if I kind of get a ticket, I'll get the metro into town and watch the match somewhere. I think Times Square doing a show on it. A bit like when they've shown England World Cup matches or England Euros matches. But we'll talk about some transfers that happened towards the end of the window. Firstly, welcome to the club, Harrison Ashby, right back. He's joined from West Ham United. A bit like Anthony Gordon, he won't be resting the squad this season, but he will be next season. He'll be an understudy to Kieran Trippier. Potentially next season, I think he'll probably replace Javi Manquillo in the squad. I think Manquillo will be away in the summer. Kraft hopefully will be back before the end of the season. I've got a feeling I think we could probably name him in the Premier League squad then when that gets resubmitted. West Ham fans have said good things about Ashby. I think he'll come off the bench in games, and then eventually he'll be gelled in for a future starter. But Manquillo, I think he'll stick around. I thought he would stick around. He can cover left back as well, because people talk about Jamal Lewis not being good enough. Paul Dummett's obviously injury prone. I think this Ashby signing means we've got good chance. It means that Trippier, Manquillo can cover left back. On to Jonjo Shelvey, who has left for Nottingham Forest. Good luck to the man. He's given 7 years of service. He could have left when he went down in his just after he joined. He could have left us when Rafa Benitez left the club 3 years later, but he stuck with us. If someone's had a goal in for his attitude, but then under Eddie Howe, he's come good. I'm glad he's going out on good terms. And of course, I'll always thank him for that goal at Leeds in the last season, which really changed the season for the better. And of course, he was key in our promotion winning campaign in 2016-17. So good luck with him at Nottingham Forest. I probably wanted to keep him until the end of the season just for squad numbers, but then got to remember, the wages he's on. This will help. Got a good offer for him, given what we paid for him in 2016. Obviously, he's on big wages, 70, 80 grand a week. And I think had he started a couple more games, they would have triggered a 1 year contract extension. But you know what? Thanks for your services, Jonjo. And hopefully yourself, Chris Wood, even Jack Colback will help Nottingham Forest to stay in the Premier League. And we've got a couple of loan moves that have been completed. Karl Darlow has joined Tranmere Rovers. Karl Darlow's joined Hull City on loan. Turner-Cooke has joined Tranmere Rovers, but good move for them both, really. Darlow, he'll want first team football, and hopefully he'll do well at Hull. They'll sign him permanently to get more wages off the books and potentially carry us. I could see him come back for another season as third choice, because Gillespie will be away in the summer. And Turner-Cooke, he is one of the highly rated players in the under-23s. He's gone to Tranmere Rovers, as I've mentioned. So good luck to him there. But that's all I've got to say for the match review and the transfers. Let us know what you thought of the match, how you think the club should allocate tickets. Obviously, all the incomings. The incomings of Ashby and Gordon towards the end of the window. The lads that went out on loan, and of course Shelvey joining Forest. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, check out my social media pages in the description below. Hopefully you've enjoyed my review. It's been a bit of a long one. And I'll see you probably for the weekend for the West Ham review.